Welcome to day 3 of the Belgian Grand Prix. Today is race day. We're on the way to the bus right now. We're leaving about the same time as we've done every morning, about 6:25 from the Airbnb to make it to the bus with plenty of time. Today there's races in Formula 3, Formula 2, the Porsche Mobile Supercup, and Formula 1. The Formula 3 and Formula 2 and Porsche races are like 8:30, 9:30, or 8, like they're in the morning. Meanwhile, the F1 race is at 3 p.m. today. If you haven't watched the other part of this video, you may have missed, but we've had some issues with the bus. Mainly the bus like leaving at 7, but events getting delayed and the bus not delaying with those events, even though the bus is booked basically through the track's website, which is odd. Anyways, what I was saying was, with the race starting at 3, going until 5, it has about an hour it can be delayed before we could begin missing any of it, because I think if we leave at 6, I think we'll be able to make it to the bus. One thing I will definitely do when we get to the bus today is take a picture of it, because yesterday we had a heck of a time finding it, and so did everyone else, because we'd parked it yesterday in one spot and they said come back to this spot, and then we came back and it was not there. And luckily I had a picture of it randomly because I was sending a picture to someone else, and so Elizabeth and I were just walking up and down the aisles of the buses trying to find it. We found it, but we don't want to have that much fun today. Anyways, off to the bus. I was looking at the schedule. The Formula 3 race starts at 8:30 a.m. I'm honestly not sure if the bus will even get there before the Formula 3 race, but we'll see what happens. I feel like we've already experienced a little bit of the craziness. The side road off the highway here, getting here, was already jam-packed, so it should be pretty crazy. The Ferris wheel's going, which is actually the first time this weekend that I've seen the Ferris wheel moving because of all the rain. So, and I hear some cars going, so I think the F3 race should be starting in like 20-25 minutes. So we may watch that from the side and not make it back to our seats for that one. That's okay. So you probably can't hear me right now, but I think we're going to decide to stay here where we just found a spot where we can lean up against this wall and see a pretty good view.
The start has been delayed in the championship. The last 2 are at Monza, and he actually rejoined. Relance maintenant, de faire chauffer cette... Porsche op de medium banden hier.
This stuff's getting crazy out here.
entre guillemets uniquement pour les conditions climatiques ou est-ce qu'il s'est passé quelque chose? Verstappen, ça passe bien pour tout le monde.
Seconds back to him already on lap 3, at the end of lap 3.
Leclerc, Hamilton, Alonso, Russell, Stroll.
De regen, daar waren we bij gebleven. Listen, has two cars behind him, right behind him. Zola, who is also going right on the Ferrell auf Platz 2, Leclerc auf Platz 3, Hamilton auf Platz 4,
Le sprint hier avait dû être décalé de faire un dernier arrêt. Ça nous fera un petit peu d'avance. Il a 12 secondes, 13 secondes d'avance sur Perez et bientôt 17 sur Charles Leclerc. Voilà, en termes d'état d'esprit, je pense que le message de Max Verstappen en dit long. C'est bien le personnage néerlandais tel qu'on par rapport à Charles Leclerc.
So 4 to go basically. De Abstand vorbei an Stroll für Platz 8, Ricciardo auch vorbei an Hülkenberg für Platz 6, Platz 3.
Dans le dernier tour.
Dames en heren.
So that was a really good time. We really enjoyed our time at the Spa Belgian Grand Prix. Having been our first time in an F1 event, we really didn't know what to expect. Didn't know how things would go. I'd heard rumors and mumblings about how bad the Spa weather can be, and it definitely lived up to the hype. It was rainy, cold, hot, sunny, all mixed into 3 days. As an overview, we had a really good time. We really enjoyed our visit to Spa. There are some things we didn't really enjoy. The bus, no matter what happens to the race, always left at 7 p.m. It didn't matter if the rain caused a delay in the race, if the rain, whatever, the weather, be damned, the bus was leaving at 7, which on sprint day, which was Saturday, caused us to have to leave our seats early to make sure we made it to the bus. We definitely would have made it. And for a track that is so well known for being really bad weather, it was really surprising that the bus wouldn't leave later because the race was delayed so much. They definitely didn't have a problem leaving early. So today's race ended basically at like 4:30, 4:15 because there was no weather delays. Everything went basically perfectly. But turns out that we found out that when we got on our bus that there had been a bus earlier that had left to go to Liège. Since we assumed the bus was leaving at 7, we didn't even go check if there was going to be a bus leaving earlier. So we could have been back to the Airbnb a little bit earlier, but it's fine. The bus was definitely the worst part of the experience. The weather was fine. I could deal with being wet. I can deal with being cold. But missing the event that you paid this much money to come see kind of just sucks in general. I'm really glad the Grand Prix went without a hitch. There were some sprinkles at one point, but they didn't delay it. They did have a couple safety cars. Verstappen won. I don't know if I said that. And that was one of the lucky things that we got this time, was that we actually got to see Max Verstappen like have to pass cars, which was cool. He is insane on a racetrack. Like, him and Perez should in theory have pretty similar cars, not identical because they can't be identical, but very similar. And he was flying and leading Perez. I think at the end he was leading Perez by like 20 seconds, having had to pass him and everything. It's insane. The feeling in the rumble of the cars coming by was just incredible. It was like nothing I'd ever experienced before. We will definitely go and watch more Grand Prix, more F1 races. We're planning on trying to get tickets to a couple more next year. We'll probably go for the GA, general admission, but we'll just have to wait and see. So you might have just watched all those clips and been thinking, wait, Steven, you and Elizabeth had seats on Friday and Saturday. Why didn't you sit in your seats on Sunday for the main event? We got there 8:15-ish, 8:15, and the F3 race was supposed to start at 8:30. So we went and found a general admission pretty close to the track spot, pretty close to the entrance as well, to watch the F3 race. And we were sitting there watching the cars go by, and where we were sitting was right below the big curve, and we were sitting there, the cars were flying by much faster than by our seats, and like, you could just feel the rumble so much better. And we chatted for a minute, and we decided that we'd rather, sit there, save those seats, stand if we have to, and all the other stuff. But that way, if the race were to be delayed, if the race were to be pushed back because of weather, the weather today was very unpredictable. They said that multiple times. But if that were to happen, we were going to be by the entrance, like I said. We were going to be like right by the track, which you saw in the video. And you could feel it just a lot better, because our seats, as you saw in the other part of this video, were right after a corner. So the cars were just speeding up. But this part was, they had to have the highest speed to get up to the top of the hill and not lose their position. So, we just chatted about it. And the worst part of it was we just had to makeshift some seats. So like, we took the ponchos that we bought out of our bags, put it in one of our backpacks, and turned that into a seat. And so we each took turns flipping back and forth who was sitting, who was standing during the downtime. But it was definitely worth it for the views, the sound, and just the general crowd feeling, and not having to worry about, crap, the race is delayed. What are we going to do? We're going to leave early? We're going to miss the Grand Prix? We're going to miss the end? Like, what do we do? So that's why we did that. In the future, when we buy tickets for other races, we most likely will just buy GA, general admission tickets, and get there really early. Not right when the track opens, because I don't think that's really necessary, but a little bit after. Elizabeth and I don't have an issue getting up early. We prefer getting up early, getting there and just waiting and watching YouTube, watching movies, watching TV shows on our phones. Anyways, so that was our Grand Prix experience at the Belgian Spa track. If I had two takeaways, definitely come see Spa, and definitely don't take the shuttle bus. Try to find other means of transportation. I believe there is like a shuttle bus to Verviers, and then a train from Verviers to Liège. If you're staying in Liège, there's other options for other cities. But I do not recommend the shuttle bus that is offered by the track. It's kind of unfortunate that they're not flexible at the time. You might expect that, especially given it's offered by the track, but they're not. Anyways, we still had a great experience. The weather on Sunday held out for us and was great. So until next time, catch you later. Bye.